Hey there, welcome back to another episode. And today I'm bringing to you a topic that I know will hit close to home to many of you guys because today we are going to dive into something that's not only necessary for our success, but it is also necessary for our well being. And trust me, I've been there, I have learned these lessons the hard way. And there was a time when I believed the only way to succeed, to grow, to make things happen was to work harder, push longer, and constantly hustle. Spoiler alert, I was burnt out not once, but more times, and it wasn't pretty. Plus, now, as a mother, how I operate and run my business are changing from time to time based on how things are looking in my life and obviously how my son is growing. Now, both these life events have led me to a very crucial realization. Sustainable success does not come from running yourself into the ground. Like, literally, let me repeat that for you. Sustainable success does not come from running yourself into the ground. It rather comes from growing, like, it actually rather comes from working smarter, managing your energy, and creating systems that can help you thrive. Especially now that we are almost approaching a year end and it is going to be high stress seasons like the end of the year, trying to and making sure to be running those launches or bundles or, you're in sales or even making sure you're balancing things out, you're there for your family, so many things. So if you're ready to understand and learn and maybe try and think about how you could still crush your goals, try and stay away from burnout, this episode is for you. Welcome to Heartfelt Hustle, the podcast that dives deep into the heart and hustle of entrepreneurship, where our dreams meet reality and where our passions fuel our success. I'm your host, Sushmita Jain, a launch strategist and operations director, founder of an outsourcing agency. Most of my clients call me their right-hand woman and most importantly, a curious soul as well as a nerd. I am here to share my experiences. I am here to share my insights. I am here to share practical tips that will help you build a thriving and a sustainable business. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or someone looking to infuse more heart into your hustle, I am here and this podcast is for you. Each week, we'll dive into topics ranging from reconnecting to your passions, your soul, your why, and overcoming the roadblocks of your growth journey. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's dig into this heartfelt hustle together. All right, first things first, what exactly is the burnout? Like, we keep on hearing this word or this term all the time, but I want us to today break it down because burnout happens when we are feeling overwhelmed, when we are emotionally drained, and we are unable to meet constant demands. It is not just about being tired. It is complete depletion of your mental, emotional, and physical energy. And for business owners, this can feel like, oh my fucking God, ultimate failure, especially when we're literally conditioned to believe that we have to hustle 24/7. Like, as a woman business owner or as a woman entrepreneur, we have to be there for our kids. We have to be there for our family. We have to be there for our parents, our friends, And then we have to, or we want to, be there for ourselves. We want to be there and make sure we are working on all of those things that we want to work on when it comes to our vision, our life, our goals. So here's the thing: burnout is something that sneaks up on you. It might start with really small signs like you feeling distracted during work, or you might feel that you're losing spark of creativity. You might be feeling constantly that you're falling behind, no matter how much you do. You might think that you could push through, but what happens? It just builds up. Like literally, it does. I have had times in my life when I have been in the ICU, I have been on the wheelchair just because I thought I could push through. But of course, it did not turn out or work out that way, but it rather built up. And suddenly, the work that I used to love and something that I used to love doing, I just couldn't get it done anymore, or it just started, feeling exhausting, and my productivity was almost to zero. So, if on any level you can start relating to this, or even if you're nodding along right now, trust me, you're not alone. And I want us to, have open conversations about these, because the more we acknowledge this rather than shutting or just, blinding ourselves towards this, we would rather then start taking steps towards changing things. Because to be very honest, in this entire year, I have been doing things and I have been reflecting. I have been looking back. I have been going deeper and looking at different layers, trying to work things out, trying to figure how, with all of this happening in my life, I can still make things work and not burn myself out. Again, I have been learning so many things, right? So I want us to have open conversations. So if you are right now feeling anything like this, or if you're not even if you're not feeling signs of burnout at the moment, but if you are starting to lose that connection with your business, something that you are really passionate about, but now you feel that the spark is fading, raise your hand. Look at signs. Why do you feel so? Start, connecting those dots, because then you can build that connection again with your work. Rather than you slowly drifting apart, you can still go back to what you were really loving and try and figure out what was draining you down and make things work for you. And we will be talking about other bits that will help you on this as well. Because let's be honest, it's not just about opening a discussion around this. It's also about trying to figure out steps on how you could make things work better, or how you could work your way out and, get the support, get the help you need as well. So now that we've talked about this, now that we have started having conversations, now that I have you thinking about it, I want us to actually talk about hustle culture as well for a moment. I mean, this episode, or rather this podcast, not the episode, but rather the podcast, is named as Heartfelt Hustle. Why is it that? Like, the reason why this podcast was named Heartfelt Hustle is because I feel that hustle as a culture, is not exactly looked at the way I would like it to be looked. Like, we all are doing all the things we want to do because we, on some or the other level, love it, isn't it? So hustle is not just about grinding 24/7. Hustle is not just about being go, go, go. Whereas, to be very honest, if we look around ourselves, and even if we talk about it a bit more further, we're constantly told that to succeed, you need to grind in all day. You need to rise and grind, sleep is for the weak. These are the kind of sayings we keep on seeing everywhere. But then here's the truth. Hustle culture is literally your fast track to burnout. Like, I learned it the hard way, and I don't want you to do or fall into the same thing. I rather want you to build a sustainable business and something that you really connect with, because often it's our health, our relationship, our mental well-being that does matter, not only our business success. So success isn't just about hustling, it's about building something that lasts. And how can it last? Well, sustainable success means creating systems, leveraging help, and protecting your energy. Because without your energy, your business can't thrive. As simple as that. And if you want, you can literally quote me on that, because I want you to start thinking, how can you actually create a sustainable business? Because, we are constantly just thinking about this task, that task, what do I need to do? How am I going to make it work? But, here's the thing. And these are things I have implemented in my business as well. And I want you to start implementing too, because when it comes to, you trying to build a sustainable business, it's not going to work until and unless you have a solid time management system. Now, I'm not talking about rigid schedules that leave no room for flexibility, because let's be real, as a mom, especially a mom of a toddler, it never works. Like, I've tried, but I have to have flexibility. So rather, I'm kind of working my way around with, time blocking, creating structured yet balanced blocks of times to help me with deep works, admin tasks, and, also help me get rest, because we all need breaks, don't we? We need to recharge our batteries to maintain our creativity and productivity. So time management, very important, but I would suggest try different things out, see what works, see what resonates with you, and also be realistic with how things are working out as well. So if you are someone who is going to try time management, first and foremost, before you actually start trying, time blocking, I would say try something like Clockify or, any other time tracking system to try and understand during the entire day actually how much focused work you are doing. And you would be surprised by like how much you feel you're working versus how much time you're actually working, while the other time you would just maybe be doing something distracting. So that helps, and it also gives you clarity and perspective as in how much time you really need. And plus, when you're time blocking, you will also get a better understanding of how much time does it take for you to do a certain kind of things or certain kind of tasks, or which tasks are actually, draining you down and they're taking a lot of time. And that is the reason why you would either like to get some help with it and all of those kind of things. So start with understanding your routine, your structure, how are you running things around. Once you do that, start trying and testing out what you would like to do when, which kind of tasks would you like to do in the mornings, or what are your routines? When do you wake up? When do you feel you want to do deep work? When is it when you would be distraction free so that you can film content or do your live videos and things like that? And that will further help you understand how you can, implement time blocking in your calendar. And plus, what calls or commitments you have, and what is the time zones for the clients you work with, and how you can make it work, and all of those kind of things. So all the nitty-gritties basically, right? Next, I want you to start thinking about delegation. Now, here's the thing. When we talk about delegation, we start thinking about sending or, like getting some help. Yes, of course, because if you are doing everything yourself, oh my God, you're doing too much. But there's there's a reason why successful business owners build teams or have, consistent contractors who they work with. Whether you are hiring a virtual assistant, or don't forget, you can automate certain level of tasks or certain type of task. You can leverage tools to free up your time and mental energy to focus on the big picture stuff. There's a lot of different ways, if you actually look at it, you can make delegation happen or delegation possible in our lives. And let me share a quick and a very, I think, spot on example I would love to share with you at the moment as well. Because when it comes to delegation, if you know me, or if you have been connected with me for quite some time, or if you are actually getting to know me for the first time ever, or recently you have started connecting with me, we do done for you services. So we have I have a team who does WordPress, and I have a team who also does other kind of softwares and tools like Katra and, Kajabi and all of these kind of things. But when it did come down to me upgrading my website, and I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, and I love researching, I love checking things out, love going through, what's happening, what's not, what's working, what's not. But when it came to me upgrading my website, when I had to make the decision that yes, it's time to upgrade, I want to upgrade my backend setup for my WordPress website, instead of testing tools out, testing things out, trying to figure them out, trying to, go through a bazillion YouTube videos and, finding ways how to make things work and, blah, 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 I delegated. I did get someone who I do trust, and maybe in the coming episodes, I would actually be talking about them, because it's, the dynamic duo, just like I and my husband are a dynamic duo, they are another dynamic duo who I really love and adore, and we have worked on projects together as well. So I knew the system was solid. So I delegated. I worked with them to help me upgrade my setup, and it saved us so much of time. So you have to try and figure it out, that what again works for you. You know me, I am not, this is only the kind of way things can work kind of person. I am rather, we understand what you want, and we try and figure a way out based on your specific requirements. How would you like to make it work? So that same applies here as well. When it comes to, again, delegation, see what works for you. See what works for you right now, because what works for you right now would look entirely different to what works for you in the coming time. So for example, now that I delegated my website stuff, I and my team got to actually learn few things, and we upskilled and we got a better setup, and plus now we can utilize the same kind of structure, setup, and all of those tools to help our clients make their setup and all of the things they have on their websites work better as well. So see what works for you right now, whereas what will work. So right now, it might be something like what I did, getting support, instead of you trying to figure how to make something work in your business, you could do something like join my membership, where you can ask questions, have tutorials, get all the support you need, strategic, behind the scenes, all of those kind of supports, and make things work instead of trying to figure it out yourself. Or if you feel you are ready to have a VA, then you can directly hire a VA who knows everything as well. Well, to be very honest, I have members in my membership who do have a VA, but then still there are things they need to figure out, which we do discuss and brainstorm on together in my membership as well. Just saying. So yeah, you pick, you choose, you make the decision. And when I'm talking about letting go of things, I definitely want to mention one more thing apart from delegation is boundaries. They are our best friends, because let me be honest, especially since I became a mother, I have been so firm with my boundaries, because obviously, there are certain times when maybe it might be something where I have to, make a strong boundary and make a decision that, okay, yes, my son needs me right now, so I need to be here rather than me trying to answer maybe my team or one of my clients. And I do share that with them and get back to them later on, of course, as well. So it's not that I just keep them hanging around, but yeah, you get my point. So we have to make boundaries our best friends, because, when you work, and when you rest, because there's no point when you're spending time with your loved ones as in you're sitting next to your loved ones, but you're maybe glued to your laptop and you're like, yeah, I'm with you guys, and they're like, yeah, we can see that. No, we don't want that, because this is another one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn, but it has been a game changer. And when we protect our time and energy, we are giving 100% to every single task we are doing at that point of time. So if I am right now recording this episode, I am 1000% here in this moment, and I'm having this conversation with you. It's not that I'm being bombarded with a number of different things and that I'm trying to keep up with them. Similarly, when I am doing client work, or when I am working on some of the bits that need my attention, or when I'm writing my email newsletter, I am 1000% doing that. When I am with my son, I'm 1000% with him, When I'm with my husband out having a dinner date, that's what we are doing. We will not talk about work. We will not talk about business. We would just rather be in the moment and, just give ourselves some breathing space, or just have casual conversations. So you get my point, right? Now that we're talking about boundaries and we're talking about all of these important bits, I also do want us to get into and have a slight discussion around self-care, because I haven't been great at it, but I'm getting so much better. I know I don't mean bubble baths or bath salts and all of those kind of things, but rather when I say self-care, what I'm talking about is taking care of our mental, emotional, and physical health, because mindfulness is key. And I love starting my day with meditation and journaling. It gives me it makes sense. It hits things on another level, because it helps me start my day on a calmer note, help me reflect back on my thoughts. It helps me get my head clear. It helps me, just start my day slow. And then once I've checked in with myself, which by the way is not a luxury, it is a necessity, then I move to, checking in with my son, or, seeing if he needs anything, and, rest of the other bits, and checking in with my team, checking in with my clients. So, like, everything has a list of its own. But yeah, my mental health, my mindfulness, very important, very essential, definitely something I focus on, and I want you to start focusing on. Whatever works for you works for you. Maybe you don't like meditation. Maybe you just like starting your day with chill music on Spotify or YouTube. Do that. Why not? Even that's a very great way to start your day, right? So again, see what works for you and go with that. Then, once you start focusing on your mental health, I want you to start thinking about your physical health as well, because it matters just as much. You can't pour from an empty cup. I know you might have heard this quote a lot, many times, but here's the thing, when you're moving your body, when you're getting enough sleep, when you're fueling yourself with the right nutrition, then you are, like, it's just like if you are running a car, but you're not actually servicing it, is it going to perform optimally? Similarly, if you're not taking care of your physical health, how can you expect your body to perform optimally, right? So definitely make sure you do work on that as well. And finally, work-life balance. And oh my God, I know it is another buzzword, but it's a buzzword for a reason, guys, because, like, I have been someone who has been struggling with this for quite some time. Like, I legit thought I did not have any hobbies, but I'm so wrong. Like, I have my hobbies. They have always been there for all these years, but I just had lost the connection with them. And rest days, so important, so vital. And stepping away from work doesn't mean we are falling behind. It means we are prioritizing what matters most, which is coming back to our business when we are fully recharged or fully tanked or whatever you want to call it. But hope that does make sense, right? So, when you start focusing on all of these bits, slowly and steadily, things are gonna feel more calmer. And that's exactly how you can start building your systems, your processes to make things work for you. Because once you know, and because we talked about time management, you will start realizing this. Once you know how much time you need for what in your business, what is going to happen is that you will get a better understanding of what's your capacity, when you can do launches, when you are available, when you're going to be doing a certain parts of things in your business, and so on and so forth. So that's going to slowly help you plan things out, whether it's for the Black Friday, whether it's for New Year's, whether it's for right now, how you want to make sure you are hitting your revenue goals. Whatever your goals are, it's going to help you get things done. And still, if you are feeling that, oh my God, it's like, it's almost the year end, would I hit the numbers, or, would this be a great year in business? Oh my God, I don't feel I have been doing this or doing that. You still can make things happen. All you have to do is get calm, look at the bigger picture, understand your priorities, focus on the right things, understand your schedule, understand your calendar, understand how you want to get things done, and slowly and steadily work on things one step at a time. Because it's no secret that a business has its ups and downs, especially during high stress seasons like these because it's like your end is coming. You're like unintentionally the pressure starts building up. And one of the best ways to build resilience is by building or creating sustainability also in your routines. So once you start working on these bits, you will slowly start working on other sustainable systems and processes in your business as well. But this is the foundation. So I don't want you to be like, oh my God, just pushing through is what's going to help me get things done. No, I want you to understand for you to build a sustainable business, you need to start preparing yourself mentally, emotionally to handle whatever and whenever things come your way. Create time for reflection, learn from your experiences, and that way you can adapt as you need. And that will also help you work and get things done in your business in a certain way so that when market changes, you can understand, you can analyze, you can adapt as well. So that's how you can make sure you will maintain momentum even over the longer periods of time. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this made sense. And thank you so much for listening to Heartfelt Hustle. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And stay tuned for next week's episode because every single week we have an episode coming your way. On that note, I am taking off for now, but see you soon.